So
exactly.
why did you learn all those languages though? Because
I just loved language
oh,
learning.
you
And
always loved language learning. Yeah,
yeah,
I
so
didn't like it. I hated it.
yeah,
That's
in
the
my
difference.
like when I was in middle school in my spare time, I was trying to learn some languages. I would go through different dictionaries and grammar books and um so like that was really useful when
Wow.
it came to learning them because in high school
Yeah.
I lived in Italy for 2 years. And so there I actually got to learn Italian and apply it, but then I didn't speak it for so long. So like right now I don't even remember any of the basics. If someone says a few words, I might be able to understand them, but like
Yeah,
but
I always have that fear that if I left Mexico or, for example, currently I live with my girlfriend and she speaks English, but I don't want to speak to her in English because she's really the only person that I speak to in Spanish. And I think, no, I'm just going to forget it. I'm going to forget it. But I
yeah,
think too, I think what you're saying too is that there's another idea, and that is that you don't really learn another language in the same sense that you learn mathematics or
yeah,
geography. You actually have to acquire a language. That's
exactly.
not to say that you should throw all your grammar books away, because, as I've said, those are useful. But at the end of the day, if you don't use it, if you don't practice it in a meaningful, communicative way, then it's not going to do you any good
Yeah, that's
learning all the
super
grammar
important.
rules.
Super important for people to hear. That's thanks because a lot of people forget the acquisition of the language part. And like you gave
Yeah,
this great example of using the book, even though it might not be the best resource or whatever, what we can make whatever judgment about that, but it was a stepping stone in you acquiring the language. And so
yeah,
people can use whatever resources they have, and there's so many today, right?
yeah. And today they've got a lot of advantages with the internet. You've got everything on the internet. And I mean, coming back to that, back in, for example, in your case in the USA, probably you're more exposed, I don't know in the past, but certainly now, to the Spanish language.
Yeah.
But in Britain, I mean, there was like zero exposition to the Spanish language, or sorry, zero exposure, I should say, to the Spanish language. I mean, we could get. I remember you could tune in to some radio stations, and the only thing you got was like Spanish commentary on football matches, or
Yeah. Yeah.
soccer matches, as you say in the US.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, and in my case, I had to learn everything. I mean, you are telling me that you learned Latin, Italian, so you had an idea, for example, about the way you change the verb inflections
Oh,
to
yeah.
according to the per. I didn't even know anything about that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
in
I
English it's I go, you go, we go, and boy bass, and in Spanish it's what's going on. Didn't
yeah.
had to learn all that, you know.
That's so true. When you learn the first foreign language or when you study the first foreign language, you start to learn all those concepts that apply to your own first language. So you learn your first language even better and deeper. And
Yeah,
then you can apply those basics to pretty much any other language that you see or want to interact with. It's really a cool skill that you get with the first language that you study or learn.
yeah.